Marketing is like sex. If you have to pay for it, then you're a loser. I quit advertising and it changed my life. Now, I've made over 7 figures online in my business. My very first digital product did a little over 900K. The most that I've spent on ads in a single month is a little over $100,000. And I found a way better alternative. And it's only going to take me about 5 minutes to break this down. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, then you're just going to keep on thinking that you have to spend money to make money, when that's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. But look, when I said that I quit advertising, I'm not saying that I quit marketing. And a lot of people, they think that the two are the same. So look, in business and entrepreneurship, there's 4 levels. And you have branding, you have marketing, you have sales, then you have delegation. In order to get to a 7-figure mark, all you really need is these 3. But if you want to scale to the beyonds, delegation is where it comes in. Because just a solopreneur can make 7 figures nowadays, right? But what most entrepreneurs are focusing on, including my former self, is this marketing right here. And back when I used to run ads, this is what I thought was needed. I was like, okay, just market. And certain people that I was learning from at the time, that's what they were preaching too. Market. Or whoever has the biggest budget can win, or whoever can run the most ads can win. And it's not that way anymore. Like, the whole landscape of digital marketing has changed. In digital marketing, it used to be that the loudest person on the internet could win, but it's not like that anymore. The people who connect the most win. And the people who connect the most are people that build a solid brand. And that's something that I wasn't thinking of like at all. It took me a while to come around to this realization. And here's the thing about when you focus on building a solid personal brand for yourself, or a solid micro niche personal brand, where you're not just building a brand like how a lot of these content creators are thinking that they're branding. You brand yourself as an authority that has a solution to a problem that somebody else has, right? That's how we monetize it with our offers, with our digital products, whether that be ebooks, courses, communities, mentorship, whatever it is that you sell. That's how you actually monetize it, because the only offers and the only digital products that are selling online are informational products, but not just informational, because information is freely available. They're informational, transformational products, right? But people buy stuff from people that they know, like, and trust, and they have to know, like, and trust the brand. And when you focus on building a solid brand for yourself and becoming an authority within your space, and people become familiar with your brand, these 2 right here, of the marketing and the sales, they pretty much take care of themselves. Because typically in business, people are familiar with the brand, then you market to the people that are familiar with the brand, then you sell to the people that you market to, and then once you have some money coming in here, then you can delegate tasks, whether that be through hiring assistants or virtual assistants or actual employees, or increasing your softwares and automations and all that stuff, right? But if you focus in on building the brand, then a lot of this marketing and the sales, it takes care of itself. And I realized that a lot of things that I learned in marketing, as far as copywriting and persuasive copy and how to have a perfectly optimized sales page for conversion, they really don't matter when you have the brand, because your brand does all the selling for you. I've realized on the sales page for my community, people aren't even reading the copy, which now that I'm saying it out loud, I need to update the landing page, because my copy is not even the best on there right now. Like, I need to update it. But people, they're not even reading it for real. They're joining because they come to know, like, and trust me to be somebody that can help them to get to where they want to go online in their business. I don't have to worry about persuasive copy. I don't have to worry about giving away freebies and all these lead magnets and all this email marketing and whatnot. Don't have to do it. So Once I came to the realization that I was like, okay, I need to focus and lock in on building a solid brand for myself. I was like, what would be the best place to do that? And it's this platform that you're on right now of YouTube. Because if we're thinking about leverage, like the true essence of leverage, where else can you possibly get it on the internet outside of YouTube? Like you can get it in other places, but YouTube is the strongest. Because just like there's 4 levels of business, there's 4 levels of leverage. And you have labor, capital, code, and media. So think about this. Everybody does not have access to every level of leverage, but everybody does have access to the highest form of leverage right now in this media. Just think, we're in a creator economy right now, and we are in an attention economy right now. Attention is a currency, and everybody is fighting for everybody's attention. And all of what I like to say, the new rich or the new billionaires, how are they becoming it? They're attaching their brand to their media. Even the richest guy on the planet right now, or as reported, because a lot of those guys over in the Middle East, that oil money, they don't tell anybody how much money that they have. But the reported person that is the richest person on the planet right now is Elon Musk. Elon Musk, he's such a interesting story to me because I want to see, how his whole character arc plays out, because he is somebody that is to these heights of the super duper elite richest guy on the planet, right? But he's building it off the back of his personal brand. He's the mascot. He's kind of like Iron Man. He's kind of like Tony Stark, right? Think Tony Stark, he's one of the superheroes that does not have a alias or a secret identity, right? Bruce Wayne doesn't let everybody know that he's Bruce Wayne, but Tony Stark lets everybody know that he's Iron Man. That's what Elon Musk is doing right now. All those other guys like Bernard Arnoir, or I'm sure I probably said his name wrong, but the guy that owns LVMH, Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy, that company or whatever, nobody knows what he looks like. And even all the other guys, they're starting to put themselves out there because they understand the power of their brand, like the Jeff Bezoses, like the Mark Zuckerbergs, like the Sam Altmans of OpenAI, right? They're putting their face out there, doing interviews all the time, making content. But everybody has access to media right now. And if you know that people are solely buying things from people that they know, like, and trust, because it's not always the best person that wins, and it's not always the most known that wins. It's the most trusted. And you don't even have to have a large audience in order to have somebody to trust you. All right. So once I realized that I'm going to focus in on this brand, I need to attach it to some media, I was like, what would be the strongest to whereas I can leverage long term? That's why I picked YouTube, because YouTube is the only evergreen platform. Videos that you post today are literally getting the right views, the right leads, the right sales years in the future. Like, I just started my YouTube journey of what I count my genesis of my YouTube, January 30th of 2024. Because on that day, that's day one of me doing anything on YouTube with a strategy. I started to see success week one, right? Didn't have a lot of subscribers. I basically had none. And this is what really changed the game for me, is because when I used to run ads, I had about a $25 to $30 CPM. If you're not familiar with what CPM means, it stands for cost per mil, and mil is just a fancy word for 1,000. So for every 1,000 impressions, which is just the eyeball, I was paying about $25 to $30. But then I started to take my YouTube seriously. I was like, okay, it's not at the norm for me to get a million impressions in a month. So if you do the math off of how much that I was paying for 1,000 impressions, I'm like, oh, this is insane. Matter of fact, let's do some real math in real time right here. So this past month, I have gotten 1.4 million impressions right here. This number. 1.4 million impressions. So if we just do some quick math real quick. So I have 1,400,000 divided by 1,000. That would be, it answers it for you right here. That's 1,400. Now, if I take this 1,400 and multiply it by 30, I get, now it doesn't want to answer it. Let's ask Siri, what's 1,400 times 30? That's 42,000. And in order to make money, you don't have to be good at math. You can have a calculator. Like you don't have to, a lot of people think that they have to be able to do all these crazy calculations in their head to make money. Ask Siri how to do math, and I've made well over 7 figures online in my business. You'll be okay. But like I said, that's 42,000. So just this past month alone, if I was running ads, I would have had to spend $42,000 for the same amount of eyeballs and traffic as I got on my YouTube channel for free. And then outside of that, I didn't even get it for free. Like I got paid a little bit for it also because let's just see, the past 28 days, about $2,600, right? So not the most money, not anything for a business strategy or anything like that, but $2,600 for some stuff that I was gonna do anyways, and $2,600 to promote myself instead of me paying $42,000 to promote myself. I'm like, that's a win. I think that I'll just go ahead and do that right there, and I'll save that $42,000. But once I saw the power of this, I was like, whoa, okay. I gotta go all in on this because I know if I'm going to be consistent at something over time, I'm only going to get better at it over time with the more experience that I get. So what happens when this 1.4 million impressions that I just got this past month turns into 10 million impressions? It's gonna be insane. Now, no, I don't know when that's going to happen, but I know that I made a commitment to just do this until I do it. Like I don't do things and be like, okay, I'm gonna do this until, or I'm only gonna do this for this long. Like this is something that I'm gonna do. I can see myself being an entrepreneur for the rest of my life. I'm like, I know that I'm gonna need some form of traffic for the rest of my life. And even if I want to pivot and do something else, when you have a solid personal brand, and especially a solid micro niche brand, then you'll always be able to come up with a different solution for different problems within your industry. And people will come to know, like, and trust you as the trusted authority to help them with whatever problem that they're going through. And if I ever did want to run ads in the future, what would convert better? Because the cost of advertising is through the roof right now. What would work better? An ad from a cold audience or an ad from a warm to a very hot audience? This would always convert. So even just think about you when you're scrolling on your phone every single day, whether it be social media or when you're on YouTube. You probably don't pay attention to most of those ads that you're seeing each and every single day. When you're watching TV, you're probably not listening to those ads. When you're listening to your podcast, you're probably fast forward and skimming through those ads. When you're on whatever streaming device, whether it be Netflix or HBO Max or Amazon Prime, if you're not paying to have the version where they don't have ads, You're probably not paying attention and you're pulling out your phone and scrolling when those ads come on, right? But if an ad does get your attention, it's typically from somebody that you're already familiar with. So if I ever did want to run an ad, well, I have all these impressions of people that are already familiar with me. And even take away the impressions from the percentage of these people that actually view the video, I now have this whole audience of people that I could retarget with the ad if I wanted to. And then I could also target people that viewed a certain percentage of an actual video. So think about this. I know that about 30% of people get to the end of every single one of my videos. What if I only sent advertising out to only those people? You know how profitable I would probably be on that advertising campaign if I did want to do it, which right now I don't want to run no ads. But brand is everything, and it took me so long to come to this realization. I fired my job April 1st, 2016. And from day one of me being a full-time entrepreneur, I was only thinking about marketing and sales until I finally came to this realization. I was like, no, that's not it. It's all about the brand. And when you focus and lock in on that, the marketing and the sales becomes a piece of cake. You don't even really have to do any marketing, and you don't have to try to sell anything. And when you focus in on a platform to where you can leverage your media with your brand, build that true leverage, then you start to have some real power. And here's the thing about leveraging media also. Excuse me. With media, you got to realize this also. With media, there's 3 levels of media. So you have your paid media, you have your earned media, and then you have owned media. So paid media is what most people think of marketing. Typically, people, they think ads. But outside of that, people, they don't realize that there's other forms of paid media that you could use to leverage also. So all these podcasts that you listen to all the time, and you see all these guests on these podcasts, and you just think that these people just have great relationships and are just, hey, just come and sit down on my podcast. No, a lot of times people, they're paying to be on these podcasts. A lot of times people are paying to leverage other people's email lists, which the way that a lot of these people are doing, I really think that it's dumb, because I'm like, why would you want to email blast somebody's email list that does not know who you are? I'm like, if anything, do a joint venture, like do a JV with somebody and do an event together with that person so you can be introduced to that person's audience. But a lot of times people, they're paying to leverage other people's email lists. People are paying for traffic sources. I know I used to pay this one guy for some mentorship. Glad I quit paying him because he didn't know what the hell he was talking about. I was telling him, I was like, yeah, man, I think I'm gonna really get this YouTube thing down, man. I need like a marketing channel that isn't here today, gone tomorrow, like everything else, like social media, like Instagram, like TikTok, even like an ad, because as soon as you stop paying money, then the ad stops getting in front of people. He's like, well, you know what you can do? You can buy a YouTube channel from somebody. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, they already have an audience, just buy it from them. I'm like, man, I've never talked to that dude since, because I'm like, man, that makes no sense. Buy a YouTube channel from somebody, and then when you just pop up in people's faces, they're gonna be like, who the hell is this person? And if they were subscribed, they're gonna unsubscribe, and they're not going to watch you. I'm like, man, that is so stupid. I was like, no, I'm just gonna build it from the ground up. But with paid media, there's only so much that you can do because you don't own it, right? Now, earned media. Oh yeah, just real quick, I forgot to mention with paid, like other things that go here would be like paying for sponsorships, anything to where you're coming out of pocket, of course, hence paid, right? Now, earned media is anything that you literally earn. So this will be you doing any type of marketing or promotion for yourself to whereas you don't have to pay any money for it. So like I said, YouTube, for example, will be earned media. And then owned media would be any assets that you actually own. So that could be your email list. If you're building a community, whether that be free or paid, right? You have direct access to those people. If you have any affiliate offers, right? Those affiliates that are selling your products for you also, that will be example of owned media. So I'm telling you, this changed my life once I was like, okay, why don't I just leverage YouTube and build a system for YouTube as earned media, and then get my own media from my earned media, which will be an email list, which will be contacts of people. And the way that I build email lists is a little different than most. I know most people in the digital marketing space, they preach and teach to give out a freebie, give out a lead magnet. Well, I don't like to give away freebies like that, just because I don't want an email list filled with all these free people, because typically for like the far majority of people, they never buy anything. They download everybody's free lead magnet. They download everybody's freebie. They attend every free webinar, free masterclass, or free training, or free. So I much rather build my own media off of low ticket products. All right. So people, they ask me this all the time. Do I have to have a freebie? No, you don't have to. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. They're like, okay, well then what's my freebie gonna be? And I'm like, well, you're looking at it right now. My freebie is my content. And I make sure that my free content is better than other people's paid content. So I'm like, if I'm giving you this high quality, high value content, hey, no more free, Randy. I ain't just out here just giving away everything for free. Like, I'm running a business. A business. You understand me? And I know for a fact that my free stuff is better than most people's paid stuff, because I've paid over $100,000 on myself in courses, masterminds, mentorships, personal development, acquiring new skills. Like, I know what other people have out there. And I get comments on a very consistent basis of people talking about the results that they got from my free content. Just like this brother posted something up last week, I believe so. Been watching my videos, launched the offer, a couple days later, got his first couple sales. But if I did want to do some email marketing, I much rather build an email list full of buyers than an email list full of a whole bunch of free people, because that email list of buyers is going to be so much more valuable. And it's always going to be easier to sell something to somebody that has already bought something from you than to go out and acquire a new customer. So I know if I focus in on YouTube as my primary source of media, then I know that I'm not paying for ads and I have a negative customer acquisition cost, right? Because I don't have to pay any money. And like I said, for these 1.4 million impressions, got $2,600 for it too. So I actually got paid to market myself. And then if I did want to go up and start to do some paid media, well, I now have a solid pool of people to retarget. And most likely, they're going to be profitable. And then if I wanted to go and be on other people's podcasts or leverage other people's content as well, I also have a solid name, and I won't have to ride the wave of somebody else's name. And it's a beautiful thing. I remember some years ago, I was running some ads and had outsourced for somebody to run some ads for me, and he got hacked. Therefore, since he got hacked, he had access to my ad account. My ad account got hacked, and my income literally went to zero overnight. I was like, whoa, this ain't good. If your whole entire traffic source, if you're depending on ads, can just get shut down overnight. And this happens all over the digital marketing space. If you didn't know, with ads, especially with something like Facebook ads, people's ad accounts get shut down all the time. I know many entrepreneurs whose income literally went to zero overnight because they were only dependent on ads. And I know a lot of these high ticket gurus out there right now, they are sweating bullets behind the scenes. Yeah, they're showing a whole bunch of lifestyle on the camera, but they are sweating buckets right now. A lot of them are calling me, even talking about, hey man, I know last year you talking about this YouTube stuff. Hey, what's going on? What's good with the YouTube stuff? Because the cost of advertising is through the roof. And that's why they have to charge high ticket. Not saying that I'm against high ticket, but I am against a lot of the predatory marketing and sales tactics that they use to sell it. Not for everybody, but there's a lot of dirt that's going on in the high ticket space, right? And it's crazy that the sleazy people, I feel like, are giving a lot of the good people in the space bad names just because a lot of people have that, a couple bad apples spoils the whole bunch type of thing. But one of the main reasons why people or a lot of these high ticket gurus have to sell high ticket, literally have to, is because the cost of advertising is so high and their CPMs are so high. And the way that they've learned marketing and sales, they don't know any other way to get traffic outside of paying for it. They don't know how to properly create a system for themselves. And system stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money. So you actually get your time back and you can make more while working less. So actually, people that are doing a lot of paid advertising are actually making way more content than people that know how to get organic traffic, because you have to constantly be testing new ad creatives. And ads are content. So a lot of them are scratching their heads, wondering why they can't get their ads to convert. When I'm like, an ad is simply content. And if you don't know how to make any good organic content to get in front of your target avatar, why do you think that you're going to be able to make some good paid content to get in front of your target avatar? It ain't gonna go that good for you, boo-boo. So look, YouTube is very, very simple if you just stop overcomplicating it. Keep everything simple. Remember, simple scales and fancy fails. Because all that you have to do as an entrepreneur is come up with a solution to somebody else's problem. We're in the problem-solving business. That's it. So all that you have to do is focus in on your avatar's problem. Then you isolate your avatar's problem, and then you make content talking about your avatar's problem or talking about how you have the solution to your avatar's problem. So then the algorithm starts to categorize your content and you start to become an authority within a space. All that YouTube is designed to do is to match videos that people want to watch with those videos. That's it. The problem is that people aren't making the videos that people want to watch. Therefore, they confuse the algorithm and they don't know who to place the content in front of. That's it. So then you start to become that authority within the space when YouTube knows who to put your content in front of, and they start to use their traffic sources to put you in front of more people that fit your avatar's profile. Now, these traffic sources, YouTube has various avenues of traffic. So you have the home screen, right? You have the suggested tab over to the side when you're watching videos. You have the end cards. The end screens when you're done watching a video. You know how they suggest different videos. You have the search bar. YouTube is the second biggest search engine on the planet because Google, which is number one, owns YouTube. Then you have external traffic. I said Google's number one. You ever Google stuff and YouTube videos pop up? And then people will be sharing your videos also, because that little arrow that says share up under the videos, people, if they're getting value, just by nature, they share it to people. They share it to friends. They share it with family members. They share it to people that they think your content would be valuable to. On a weekly basis, my content gets shared thousands of times. That's a traffic source also. People, they become evangelists for you. And all this leads to YouTube putting your video and your content in front of more people that fit your avatar's profile. And you start to get this flywheel effect going right here. So then you attach this to your offer, which then you get the money. which then your avatar gets their result or their transformation, which then they also become evangelists for you, which is another organic source of traffic, which then would lead to more people buying your offer, because now you have proof outside of yourself that your product and your offer actually works and people actually liked it and enjoyed it and got value in it, are getting results. So when you attach this to your content flywheel, and remember, YouTube is an evergreen platform. Everything else is designed to be here today, gone tomorrow. YouTube is the only thing that is designed to be long form. Even just think when you're on your home screen, yes, you get suggested new videos, but you also get suggested videos from 3 months ago, from a year ago, from 3 years ago. Right now, every time I refresh my YouTube home screen, I get suggested content from somebody from 6 and 7 years ago, because YouTube has seen that the number one guy whose content I watch right now, I'm watching his videos from 3, 4, 5, and 6 years ago. So since it's seeing those signals, it suggested me his old videos. And the great thing about this also is that if you do post a new video today and say that somebody did become aware of you today, well, if YouTube sees good signals that they enjoyed that new video from you, which is simply that they clicked on it and they watched it for an extended period of time, and you already have a back catalog of videos, well, guess what happens? YouTube is going to start to suggest your older videos to them, because they simply want to keep people on the platform and they simply want to show people what they like. So they just got signals that they just enjoyed your new video, so they're going to start to suggest your old stuff to them as well. That's how you start to get this compounding effect over time as well. So don't get let down when your old videos don't get views right now. If you stay consistent and you're focused on truly adding value to people, and you're thinking like a contentpreneur instead of a content creator, right? Content creators, they're just thinking of vanity metrics, how many views is possible. But if you're a contentpreneur and you're looking to build your business, you know that you don't need to get all the eyeballs. You need to get the right eyeballs, because the people that are actually making real money off of YouTube, they're not the people going viral. They're the people that are building these micro niche channels and that have an offer attached to their channel that are making the money off of that. This is a guy up in Vancouver, Canada. He was like the main inspiration for when I was like, oh, I'm going to take YouTube seriously. When I first came across his channel, he had like 3,000 or 4,000 subscribers, maybe 5,000 max, but he only had a few thousand subscribers. He had a $30,000 per month business off of those few thousand subscribers. He now has a multiple $100,000 per month business, and he still has a small YouTube channel. He's probably grown it to now maybe 30-something thousand subscribers. That might sound like a lot, but in the scheme of YouTube, that's still a small channel. And I personally know people that have over 1 million subscribers. They ain't making nowhere near $100,000 a month, let alone multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. So he knows who it is that his offer is for, and he only makes content for those people. I'm sure if I was to have a conversation with this guy, he is not worried about not going viral. He's not worried about none of his videos getting more than 2,000 views, because he knows that all of those 2,000 views are all 2,000 of the right people. And if he can get those same people coming back to video after video after video after video, at some point they're going to buy. I call it the binge and buy effect. People, they come to discover you, which is they know you, they start to like you. Then through the binge effect, they start to trust you, which is the key thing, because people buy stuff from people that they know, like, and trust. Then when the trust element kicks in, then the buy effect kicks in. It's inevitable. But a lot of people can't get this binge and buy effect to work for them, because they're always thinking about, oh, how long it's gonna take? Oh, I need to make some money right now. Oh, how long it's gonna take? Oh, I need to get rich quick, because all these YouTube videos are talking about how I can make all this passive, easy, sweet income so fast. And then they never get started on building up their channel or their brand, and they keep on looking for all these alternatives to get rich really, really, really fast when the time was going to pass anyways, that they could have just been building this brand along the way. Because the thing about it is that if you're being consistent with this, It could be somebody's day one of discovering you today. But say that you've been being consistent. It could be somebody else's month 3 of knowing you on the same day that somebody's day 1 of knowing you. And this person is going to become a customer today. And let's say that it takes this person 3 months. Well, within this whole time span, you're going to have people that are on different levels of awareness of you over this whole span. Some people, they buy day 1. Some people buy day 2. Some people buy day 7. Some people buy day 14. Some people buy a month later. Some people buy 3 months later. Some people buy a year later. But if you have this flywheel right here and it's compounding over time, you're picking off these sales and you're meeting people on where they're at. And you're having a catalog, a true digital asset of a channel that is meeting all these people at their different levels of awareness of you during different times in their lifespan and different times of their journey. So people out here worrying about, oh, they just watched the video and they didn't buy today. They're going to buy in the future, and your today sales are going to be off of people that discovered you in the past. So you tripping off of that today, not realizing that those are going to start to compound as your flywheel compounds. Because if you're familiar with how a flywheel works, it can take a little time to get going, but after a while, the energy that you previously put in, it starts to work on itself, and it starts to move faster and faster and faster, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger as it goes. That's how you start to have a snowball effect. A lot of people think that they're just going to have a big snowball day 1. No, the snowball's here. Then it goes down the hill, it gets bigger, it gets bigger, it gets bigger, it gets bigger, it gets bigger. This is how a flywheel works. So if you focus on building your solid foundation, because remember the 4 levels of business, you focus on building your solid foundation of your brand, because this is something that you can actually build on. A lot of people are thinking of marketing and sales, but you have no foundation. And this is something that I learned the hard way, because it doesn't matter how high you go. If there's no foundation, you're going to bottom out. Well, here you're not bottoming out because you're hitting the foundation. But if there's no foundation, you're literally going to bottom out, versus if you have something, you can at least land and stand solid on your brand. And then also something that I really highly recommend that you focus on, instead of trying to hit new heights, focus on building new lows. Don't worry about raising the bar, worry about raising the floor. Because if you raise the floor, then no matter how high that you go, if you raise the floor to here, if you were to fall, you're only landing right here instead of actually bottoming out. Like I've said, I've been in positions before in business in years past where my income literally went to 0 overnight. It's because I had no floor set. And all that I was focused on is, how can I make more money? How can I get more income? Nah, that ain't the goal now. The goal is, how can I raise the floor? But I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing. And this is the most peace that I've had in my business since day 1 that I've started. And I started my business, like I said, I fired my job April 1st, 2016. And I have not had as much peace in my business is since when I quit advertising, and when I quit thinking about marketing and started to focus in on a brand. And with what I'm building right now, I'm also working in my purpose, I feel, for the first time ever. And it's a great feeling to build a business off of something that you're fulfilled by, and that you feels your purpose and that you get peace from. And that's all that I'm about now, is peaceful, purposeful profits. All that other stuff and all this stuff that a lot of the marketing bros is talking about, it's just a big ass headache. And if you want to peacefully tap into your purpose and build a business to where you feel fulfilled and can have some fun along the way, just like all them that you see on the screen right now, go ahead and click the link down in the description and join this Crowded at the Top community. For personal coaching from myself, all my exclusive trainings, plus a private community and entrepreneurs, all designed to grow your business online. It's only a few bucks a day to join right now, literally less than a cup of coffee per day. So go ahead and click the link down in the description and tap in, and I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. But Man, ads, I'm not saying that ads don't work, but the way that 99% of people run them don't work. And they're always thinking marketing first. Well, they're really not even thinking marketing first. They're typically thinking sales first. And they think that sales is marketing, and then they think that marketing is branding, when they're not. They're two totally separate things, or they're three totally separate things. And they're not thinking of building a foundation, and they're not thinking of building a foundation of a brand, and they're not thinking of a form of leverage that they can use that will be working in their favor all the time, 24/7, 365, over time. But you definitely don't have to run ads. You can just do this, and then you can run some ads if you want to, but you might not even want to. So go ahead and click the link down in the description if you want to tap into the community. And I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. And go ahead and check out this video right here for 3 tiny digital products that are guaranteed to sell. It's crowded at the top.